Welcome back to my channel. Long video warning, this is not gonna be very easy because today I want to talk about how to deal with low budget customers of your art. I know that it can be frustrating when you advertise your artwork for $1,000 and someone came to you and said, okay, I will pay it for 300. And this is so frustrating and even humiliating. As a photographer, I also had people ask me to take pictures of their kids for free because their kids were so cute. It's like, right. So as an emerging artist, you might come across those kind of customers. What do you do? Today, I would like to offer you a 4-step strategy in getting them, converting them into full-sized real customers. First of all, it can be all sort of customers. Let's just imagine it is a commission piece customer because this is even more sensitive. If they don't pay you in full, you might not even able to sell this to anyone else because it can be super personal, like a portrait of someone in their family. And if you can't sell them to anyone else, you are losing money. So you like to secure the funds and make sure that you reach an agreement in terms of pricing. You are in your studio and someone walked into your studio and said, oh, I love your style, I would like you to paint my dog Pumpkin. And the Pumpkin had been with us for a long time, for 10 years, and he just died recently. I would love to have a picture of my little pumpkin hung in my bedroom wall. It's something very personal and I wish you can do it because I love your style. First thing first you need to do is that you need to identify, is she a real customer? Is she a real client? Because you need to find if she's just randomly, maybe she's lonely, she wants someone to talk to, or she's pranking you, or she's testing you, she's pulling your legs. Like, you need to know if she's a real client. So you ask, okay, so what is your budget? Like you give her your prices, and she's like, okay, like I have only $500. I hope it's enough. And you're like, oh, she seems to be such a nice person. I also had dogs when I was young. I would like to do something for her, but I would not paint it for 500. My minimum is 1,000. So you tell her your budget, your minimum is 1,000. And maybe she would say, sorry, I really don't have a lot of money. I just changed my job. I have student loans, and please, can you do it for 500? Okay, so now you have identified she's a real customer because she has a problem that she needs to solve and she is willing to pay real money to solve this problem. So that means she's serious, she has the money, and her story is like logic and it sounds normal, and it's not like some kind of weird things that if she wants you to paint a picture of a serial killer, yeah, it can be weird. Now let's move on to the 4-step strategy in how to deal with her and lure her into paying a full payment for the product and services that you're offering. The first step is to show sympathy. You need to say the nice words, like never roll your white eyeballs like, oh, she's too cheap, like go away from my studio, I don't want to talk to her. Like, don't do that. You don't want to be treated like this, so don't treat others like this, although that you might feel uncomfortable. So just put on your poker face and say some nice words like, I understand how you feel. I also had dog when I was young, and I know that you wanted this kind of picture, and throw in some technical words like, oh, you wanted a photorealistic picture in the style of urban art, you want it colorful, you want it this size, you want it like, painted on wood or canvas, and put in some details. Or you want a digital art with C-print, perhaps with DSEC as well, with Alu Dibon. So you throw in those technical words. It does 2 things. Number 1, it shows that you're professional and you care, so that if she doesn't do it with you, at least she has a good impression and maybe she will recommend you to someone else among her friends and family. Number 2, that if she's willing to go with you, at least you are kind of testing her to know what kind of like outcome and image that she wants, so that you can serve her better, you can give her better suggestions, and you know her better. It's always better to know your clients better. Number 2, you need to give a solution that is not easy, not ideal. Like, give her a solution that, it makes sense, but is far from ideal. For example, you can say, you know what, 500 is not a lot of money for a work like this, for artists in my area, but you can do it for a lot cheaper. For example, you can go on Fiverr and hire a painter in India or in another country, and you can do it for a lot cheaper. So why not go on Fiverr and find people like that? she can have two reactions. The first reaction could be, oh, it's a good idea, I'll go with it. And then you send her the Fiverr link. Who doesn't like free Fiverr money anyway? Like, it can be useful for your social media marketing campaigns. So she gets her link, she's happy, she registers, you get your credit as an affiliation, as a refer to a friend credit, and everybody's happy. You don't lose anything because you already spent the time talking to her anyway, right? So chit chat, and she left and she's happy, you're happy, and fine. Or there could be a second result, is that she's totally not happy with this recommendation. She's like, no way, I don't trust someone overseas, I want to do it locally. Okay, that's great, because that means she will stay your customer. That's great. Now let's go to step 3. That is telling her your price. Again, emphasize that it would cost her $1,000 minimum if she does it with you, because 1, 2, 3. Like, just give her some really good reasons. It can, like, in a way, showing off your premium location. Like, oh look, I pay a lot for the studio. Like, most of my revenues would be contributing to this beautiful space that I work with. And you can say, I use premium materials, and those materials cost a lot of money. Like, you want to see my bills of art supplies, like hundreds of dollars that I pay. Or you can say, I also pay my student loan. I know that you do too. I came from Royal Academy of Art. It's like, oh, it's a good school. It's so expensive. You're showing off that your qualities are better than other artists. At the same time, you're justifying your price. You can justify it however you want. Just like small chat with her and convince her that your $1,000 is not out of blue. You actually have solid reasons for you to charge that much. The last step is to offer her a discount. That is not really a real discount. She will still end up paying your price, but you can offer her 2 ways. First, you can say, you know what, I think what you really need is a digital art, not really a physical piece, because you said you're going to move to another city. You don't want to carry huge artworks, it's fragile. You want a digital art, and you can print it anywhere in the world. When you go work overseas, when you travel, you can go take it with you. It's great, you can use it on your iPad and on your laptop. I would just make you a digital art for $500 so that you actually don't spend on art supplies, and it's easier to modify, so that if she's not happy with the first sketch, you can easily change it. So you can charge $500, which is perhaps your normal rate for digital art anyway. The second solution is telling her to pay it over a certain period of time, yet you will take time to paint the work too. Like telling her, pay me $400 down payment and I will start painting tomorrow. But it will take time for me to think over it, to reconnect with my inner dog self. I don't know, like I have a lot of work right now, so I have a major show coming. I will paint you in 3 months, and you can pay me $400 now and $200 every month for the next 3 months. That means totally you are receiving $1,000 for that piece of art. And it gives her a little bit time to gather that money, and maybe she's more comfortable like paying you little by little. Once you're working on it, I don't think she would go away, especially she already paid $400 anyway. So it's a win-win. If she's happy with that, great. So try to work a way that you're happy and your customer is happy. Even they're low budget, they're still budget customers. Like there is a budget to work with. So work with what you have, offer some possibilities, not too many, because then they will not know what to choose. 2 or 3 different possibilities for them to choose, and here you go. Last, I want to say, don't feel humiliated or frustrated when someone offers you a very low budget. It's their situation. It's not your fault. It's not because you're worth less. It's because they don't have the resources and they like your work. Be patient with your customers, because one day maybe they'll get a really good job, they get promotion, they become entrepreneur, get $1 million, and they can still stay your customer and grow with you. Also, when you are struggling to make the ends meet, you don't want to be treated like secondary or like less important than other artists, because they are further ahead in their career. They had the time to grow, and it's also your time to grow. So don't be overly picky. Grow with your customers and try to work with as many customers as possible. Thank you very much for listening to this. Click like if you have not yet, and leave me a comment, and I would like to hear your stories of how you got like those budget customers and how you deal with them, and share your story and share your love. Thank you very much for listening, and see you in the next video.